morning. We are in a place in Nevada, and I think it's spelled A-R-R-O-L-I-M. It's like Arrolime. Arrolime. It's Native American, and I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to saying the names properly, so we're just at the Love's Truck Stop in Nevada. Oh, Nevada. Oh, that's a nice looking Peter car. Not this one, there's the one leaving. No, son, you got plenty of room, brother. You don't have to take you that wide, man. Oh man, you panicking too much there, my friend. You got, man, you had so much room. You could have got 6 trailers out with you at the same time. You got a nice hole in the top of your trailer, man. Looks like somebody backed into your trailer and didn't know. You didn't know about it. Man, somebody did scrape up it. Either you or somebody else. Oh, you're a Cali boy. Huh, where are you going? Where are you going? We're going in some sort of direction. What? Right, I'll take the park brake off. There you go. Does that make you feel better? Alright, we got to keep on trucking. So I drove out of California last night. I sort of half-assed wish that I had recorded in the dark. I think I could have got up over the San Bernardino Appalachians, and I think that is the Sierras yesterday. I believe that is the Sierras after all, so. But I really have no clue what I'm talking about, so when I pretend that I do, and pretending's not the way to do it, nor is lying, so. But I was listening on the radio, the Weather Channel, and I believe that was the Sierras I was looking at, so I was probably a little wrong. And then of course I keep thinking of Sierra Leone, which is in my brain, which shouldn't be, but there's a lot of stuff in my brain that shouldn't be there. So I have so much mixed up information, it's a bit of a mess. So of course I'm like, oh yeah, Anyway, I thought I'd start recording from here, how much will go. I've got 5 hours and 46 minutes left. I slept for 4 hours again. I feel extremely worn out at the moment, and I don't know why. I just feel, I don't know, whether it's because of, I don't know why. I'm tired all the time. And I mean, it's irritates. Not to. Oh, look at that! That's a massive riding my way. Oh look, Chief's calling me. Chief, I'll call Chief another time. Chief can wait. That's a nice Peter car, the red one. See the red one out there? Flatbed boy. He's a step decker. It's a nice looking truck. Oh, and there's Area over there as well. Oh, Area comes down here. Oh, there's one of Kiwi's. Kiwi's is to my right, you can't really see him, so. This is Sharp coming out. Oh, Kiwi's got new KWs. This is Sharp coming out right now. We're sort of going out the wrong way, which is sort of a pain in the booty, but I believe that most of the traffic is passed on now, so we should be good. I'm not really going to cut anyone off, which is sort of what we're looking at. Can't see anybody coming in. I'm going to come straight out in front of this truck because he's taking forever. My load's holding up well, straps are holding up well, tarps are doing an amazing job. I'll try and show you later. So I filled up with diesel in Cali. Nice turn signal, my friend. Like, awesome job. You just keep on coming. There we go. Good lad. Get old Illinois lad. Get away from the Kia Soul before it explodes. This right here is very, very, very confusing intersection. I come off here this morning. I was tired this morning. So I drove like, what was that, 5 hours and 24 minutes? No, 5 hours and 14 minutes, I should imagine. So, got to keep going. And this, wanted to try and beat the Utah Chicken House, which is just a little north of ours. It's the port of entry, but I didn't have the energy to keep going. I drove, like I said, I think it was like 5 hours and 14 minutes this morning. and I didn't have the energy to keep going at this point. I was really starting to feel it, and I was dragging ass, and I thought, no, I can't, because I could feel myself keep wanting to fall asleep, and I'm like, I'm not going to drive like that. No, it's not going to happen. Come on, old girl. Come on, old girl. Come on, let's go. Come on, love. Come on, love. Come on, love, because he ain't going to slow down, so come on, love. And if I don't go, I'll be stuck there all day waiting on semis that are going to do 100 million miles an hour, so I have to go. It's not about, oh, you cut him off. It's no, I didn't cut him off. I got to get going, because then boys will come round that corner and, oh, that's interesting. That'll confuse the crap out of me. Oh, I thought it was a 2-lane swing. I guess it's not a 2-lane swing. I guess it's a 1-lane swing. Well, there you go. There's another one in my face, so. 2 arrows that said north was to follow around, and it swung you up, but I guess it's fun. They changed that whole intersection. That never used to be like that. None of this around here was like this. There's a massive solar field down there. Solar panels, just it's an abundance of them down there. It's massive. You can't really see it. I can't really show it to you. Just take my word that there's just huge. Taking the sun and charging Las Vegas. So. When I came off this morning, I had a couple of trucks do the same thing as what I did coming across, and it was very confusing, especially early hours of this morning as such, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So the intersections are awesome, but they've got it set up in a way that, yeah, you could be stuck there for hours trying to wait to get across if you've got an abundance of vehicles coming at you. So we're like, well, we'll have at it, we'll go. I'm sure he can wait a little more. It's only a few seconds, but he had to get irritated with me, and then he'll be all right for the rest of the day, or maybe not. Maybe he'll just be like that for the rest of the day. Who knows? I can be like that at times. So, you know, the amount of stuff on the side of the road at times is awesome. I've seen tarps, edge protectors, straps, chains, binders. It's just like so much stuff. So we got exactly 8 hours left to go. In journey wise, depending on how I drive and how everything goes, we've got to get through the chicken house. We've got to get out of Nevada into Arizona, and Arizona's only like, what, 30 miles long. Out of Arizona, then into Utah, and then Utah will be the port of entry. And up near, I think it's Prim, it's around that area. Mesquite is where I stopped last time. There you go. 56 miles away from the Flying J, because I believe it was Mesquite that I stopped at, and that's where I stayed last time, where I had my amazing shower. So the load's holding up. I slept and I woke up. I did wake up yesterday afternoon, and I looked at my split, and I had like 6 hours and 8 minutes of driving. Then I looked at the traffic, and the traffic was just, oh man, it was just wreck after wreck and slow down after slow down. I'm like, no, I'll leave out later. So I waited and waited and waited, and I think I woke up at about 11:45 or quarter to midnight, 11:45 last night, our time. And I thought, all right, I better get going. And so we did. And we drove, and we got up there to Barstow, pulled into the Flying J. Fuel was expensive. It's always expensive, but it's worth buying. I put 91 gallons in. That should be hopefully close enough to cover California's miles. So if I can cover them, I'll be happy. I would have liked to have put close to 200 gallons in, because I'd have got a good return on it, but 91's enough. I put 100 gallons in Mesquite, but I probably didn't use all of that coming down. So I probably would have had enough to get down and back up to Barstow. But I didn't want to take the chance on running out of diesel, especially in California. So it's not going to be too exciting. It's just going to be a bunch of rocks. You look out the window and it's like you got rocks on your left, rocks on your right, rocks in front of you and rocks behind you, and everywhere you go there's just rocks. It's more and more and more rocks. But I always look across here and imagine what it was like when it was the very first the lands were just untouched as such, and you had none of this. Myself, well, I wasn't around then, so that's a really stupid thing to say. That's what people do nowadays because they're ignorant. When you look around, you imagine to yourself as best you can what it would have been like when you didn't have all this around you. No roads, no lines, no vehicles, just wagons and feet and horses, and just those that were originally from this land, as they like to say, even though I don't really know if the Native Americans were originally from this land. So they may very well have been imports just the same as we were imports, who knows. I'm sure there's many people that will argue over that conversation that Native Americans were the very first people to this country. Well, if I remember rightly, I've read many documentaries that say that the Aborigines were actually the very first people to set land on this country. So the Aborigines have probably more footprints around this world than anybody does. Aborigines are hugely, not hugely, I sound like the Orange Man now. Aborigines are, in my eyes, probably famous for the most travelling that they do. And then, of course, you have a lot of Chinese. No, that's wrong. It's not Chinese. Words, Mark. You've got to think of your words before you say Asian. The Asian continent, or the continents. The continents, not the continent. There was no continents back then, though. So, I mean, I'm just watching documentaries and sort of trying to understand how they were looking at it before there was anybody on these continents, before the continents were divided and split up into 70 million of them, even though there isn't 70 million, but it's close. Man, that's really bad. I can't remember how many continents there is. Is it 7 or 9? Oops. I'll have to look it up again. I think it's 7 continents, isn't it? Or is it 9? I can't remember. I'd have to have a look it up again. Oh, that's really sad. That's pretty embarrassing. I used to know all that stuff, and slowly I forget it over time. That makes me as ignorant as those people that I watch that go, so what shape is the Pentagon? I don't know. The Pentagon, what shape is the Pentagon? The Pentagon, what shape is it? It's not a hexagon, it's a pentagon. What shape is the Pentagon? I don't know. Oh, that's how ignorant I feel at the moment. I'll look it up later. Got 213 miles to get up to that. 70. That's close to 4 hours in itself, probably a little less, but it's still close to 4 hours. Prevost. He's out of Kansas, Toto. He's going to run across the 70, I should imagine. I'm hoping that the weather didn't come across like it was supposed to. They said it would be anything up to 1 to 3 inches of snow, so I'm hoping we don't get 1 to 3 inches of snow. So I chose that I probably could have made it today if I'd have worked my logbook better yesterday, or even Sunday night into Monday morning. If I worked my logbook a little better, I probably could have made it today, but truthfully I chose not to make it today. That was my decision. I probably could have. If I looked at it on Sunday and I was considering making it happen and going like a madman. I truthfully do feel worn out. I really do. I feel tired a lot just lately. I need to try and figure out my sleep pattern way better than I've got at the moment. So. I'm hoping Utah doesn't mess with me. I'm hoping they leave me alone. And I checked my paperwork. We got 8 lifts of the rounds, and we got 10 lifts of the squares. So, see, there's another truck stop up. That would have probably been a better truck stop to have gone to compared to trying to get into the fucking Loves like that. The Loves was just insane. That was mental. And I don't like parking like that in between some of them trucks against them curb lines when I stick out that much further, because that's just that's just asking for your hood to be taken off your trucks. When I parked there yesterday, or this morning should I say, when I got in there this morning, I was like, I don't know if this could be, well, then 2 boys just stayed asleep anyway because they're lazy. So they're not. They're not lazy. I don't know where they come from or what they're doing. So. And I don't know what I'm doing yet after this, so I'll check later and see where I'm at. At the moment it's nearly 11 o'clock in the morning, so we got speed traps. Our vehicle was covered in snow. Try and look at the vehicles coming south and see where see how bad they look, how much salt and stuff, or just how much grossness they would have come through. Some of them are going to have a lot of grossness because we had it the other day when we came down through the Appalachians of the Rockies. I don't even say that word right. I got told off for the way I say that. You get told off all the time because you're never going to say the words. I'm English, man. I'm not going to say the words 100% right because I'm ignorant when it comes to that in their eyes. And they're probably right. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm never going to say. And I'm never really good at pronouncing anything anyway, because half the time I can't speak my own words properly. So I was half and half in whether or not I wanted to record coming across here. I really wanted to get across 70 as well, but 70's like, 70 looks just like this. It's not really any different. It's just the same. It's just rocks after rocks after rocks. So. might get to Richfield. Richfield's a little more expensive in fuel again, but I might just top off in Richfield. I might be able to get to Richfield and call it quits and finish the rest off in the morning. I just don't know how bad the snow's going to be, if there is any weather coming. We'll see when we get up there closer. So I might just, I don't even know. The biggest problem I have is figuring out where my load's at. So when I get stopped later, I might even just get up and leave later and drive across to Montrose and which is basically Grand Junction. Oh my God! I need to really work on my thinking abilities. Grand Junction's a little bit south of Grand Junction, so I might try and get across to there in the early hours as well. I'll see how I'm at. I've sort of got so much time on my hands, it's a little bit silly. So I'm sort of grateful we got a low load on, so I'm glad that we're heavy enough anyway, and I'm glad we got a low load on, that I could just get the tarps to sit there and do their thing. So I just flash them during the day, because daylight, it's not so bad with your bright lights. But at night time, no, I turn them on and off. Now I've got them working properly, so my own ingenuity of figuring out how to fix them was that I found some pieces of plastic up there in Mount Airy, North Carolina at the Flying J when we stopped that day, and found these little pieces of plastic that fitted perfectly underneath my light harness, so that the bulbs didn't keep wiggling like they did. And now I've got it to the point they're nice and tight, that's why the lights will stay on all the time. And that was just my problem. There's nothing wrong with the harness as such, it was just trying to get the bulbs to sit there properly and hold like they should, and they weren't. You put them in and tighten them up and they wouldn't 100% stay tight. So I like driving through the night. I got so used to it when I was pulling the reefer, or fridge trailer as we like to say, but I got so used to it that I like nights because it's so peaceful, and I can save myself, because I drive a little slower now, if not a lot slower, then I can save myself time. So I probably would have lost close to an hour yesterday trying to leave at the time I wanted to leave, or I was choosing to leave. And by the time I was choosing to leave, which was sort of like 5:30 their time in the afternoon down there in California, it would have messed me up and I'd have lost that, and I chose not to really lose that hour. But I do feel like I just feel like I choose that I feel like I really need to go to sleep more, but I don't know if that's what I really need or not. Maybe I'm just worn out. I might just be worn out. It's possible. Whenever I go to Grand Island, I always feel like I pick up, just feel that place at times is, I don't know, I just feel there's sickness there all the time, so something's going on. It's what it feels like anyway. Whenever I come out of Grand Island, I always feel, oh, he's going to lose that box off the back of that trailer. Holy smokes, he is indeed, he is about to lose that box off the back of that trailer. That is not good. Either that or he put that box there to hold that plastic tubing in. I think they're together anyway, which is a good thing, because I swear that box looks like it's going to fall off. That wind is pretty strong as well, you can really feel that wind, so. So the plastic bags are seemingly getting smaller, and it's really, really weird. So plastic bags used to fit over my armrest with ease. You could put it over the top of the armrest, it would have heaps of room, the back would be a lot deeper. And now I've noticed that the bags are getting smaller, the handles are getting tighter, and it's not so easy to place it over my armrest. And then yesterday, or this morning, when I stopped at the Flying J at Barstow, the two ladies that were working there, it was the most, I have no idea what the purpose of this was, but hey ho. So I'm standing there in the queue and the lady goes, is that all you need? And I said, no, I need other stuff. And she wanted me to go to the self-checkout, but with the lady taking me to the self-checkout and helping me at the self-checkout, because the other lady that was serving at the counter was talking to a geezer who was, I don't know, he was just waffling on. I do the same, but not when people are around, I just get on. So anyway, I gets up to the counter and I gets a couple of other pieces that I was looking for because I was feeling hungry. Just garbage. But the lady goes, would you like a bag with that? And I go, no, I'm good, I can carry it out. Because California will charge you for a plastic bag or a paper bag, they'll charge you for it. And I'm like, no, I'm good. So she takes all my stuff. I get this breakfast roll, 2 bags of M&Ms and a packet of chips, or crisps as we call it. I get this stuff and put it on the I put them on the counter. Then she takes me from the counter where she can serve me to the self-checkout, helps me at the self-checkout, which made no sense whatsoever, and then gave me a plastic bag, and I got charged 10 cents for the plastic bag, and I'm like, what? So I got charged 10 cents for a plastic plastic bag that I didn't personally asked for. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. It's just 10 cents for a bag. The point was that we walked from we walked from the counter that I could have been served at without a plastic bag because I asked not for one, around to the self-checkout, I just like, it was just, to me it was just insane. I'm like, why? Don't do that to my brain. My brain's looking at you going, why are we doing this? So then the people behind me are held up even more because now the lady's got to walk from the counter that she could have just served me at, and boom, we would have been done, to the self-checkouts, to then walk back to get the next person to do the same thing to that person. I'm like, oh my gosh, California, you are the most weirdest state ever. You really are so strange. There is nothing about you, California, that will ever make any sense. The lady yesterday that's gave me my papers and that. Papers, please. My bill of lading for my delivery here. She was pretty cool to talk to. She was pretty awesome, but she just cracked me up. They're just so liberal in their minds, but they're liberal in a way that they act like they're willing to listen to your opinions and your sort of theories, but they're not really. This lady detested the Orange Man. She detested the Orange Man for 30 plus years of the Orange Man before he became the sitting president. She detested him. She just detested the man. So she already had a dislike for the Orange Man before the Orange Man became president. And that just carried. I just don't like him. I just don't like him. Oh, okay. I personally don't have a great love for him either. I don't think he's certain things about the man irritate me just because of I am, but I don't dislike him. I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. There's just certain things that I can't sit there for a whole 2 hours of listening to him waffle like he does. No, my ADD will not accept that. No, it kicks it in the corner. It's too much for me. It's bad enough that I have to listen to myself knowing that I sound like he does. So, but the gentleman in question, Orange Man, did a certain amount of good things, if not a lot more good things than this potato. And so she just had such a disliking for him, and it was just insane. Nice flat top, my friend. Nice flat top. Yeah, nice looking truck. I'm not going to pass him. I can't get around him. If I do, I'll end up blocking that lane. So we're just going to sit here, and Melton's a lot slower than me, obviously. It's got coils on. So if I'd have pulled out, I'd have blocked that driver off, and that would have been unfair. So. Sit here with this old boy and we'll just follow him up the hill. But yeah, this lady's views and just California is very much just another country. And the lady's views are the lady's views, and that's how she sees it. She had some points and I got her points. But you can't sit there and tell me this potato at the moment is doing a way better job than the previous one that you had so much hatred for, that you couldn't stand him and you think he ruined the country. And I'm like, you don't think the country's in ruins at the moment, if not the world? Oh, okay then. Look at that for a load. Look at that, them front wheels moved. They sure did. tubes anyway, the tubes. So yeah, it was just, it was interesting. She was an awesome person. I probably could have had some good conversations. It was nice listening to where her parents originated from, how she grew up, and just other different things. But she was just you could tell she hated Republicans, anybody that was not of liberal thinking, absolute hatred for them. And I'm just, sometimes you cannot, no matter what, you cannot talk to people and make them see different when their upbringing has been 100% just straight democratic. So when there are just, you can't change their minds, it's not going to happen. Man, that sucks that you couldn't get there to the truck parking area. It sucks that you only got to there. That really does suck. That's going to be a pain in your booty. Unless you just, you just peeing. Really? You couldn't have made it to the truck parking area a quarter of a mile? No, that would have helped you out. It's a great deal. Now you're going to mess everybody in coming up that hill. This is sort of areas that I was trying to get to last night. Or this morning, should I say. He's saying, well, it was really last night, till 7 o'clock. It's still night time. Then it's morning. We got going on over here. We got just an abundance of stuff all over the place. Oh, that's the trash can. Oh, awesome. We just got fridges and couches and God knows what else dumped over there. But anyway, yeah, that lady was, she was a nice, she was all right. I like talking to her, but you have to choose how you talk to people. So when somebody is in such a frame of mind, I don't disagree or agree. I think Democrats have valid points, and I think Republicans have valid points. I think Liberals have valid points. I think so many different, the variants of different groups now, as they like to. It's like, in all honesty, we're just fucking human beings, and we're just citizens of America. The lady sort of put it like that, and I'm like, well, yeah, but you've already made a stance that the orange man was no good, so he did lose it. I told you. Here it is. Here's the box he lost. There you go. Remember that box? And there it is. Yep. Sure did, he lost that box. No, I'm not picking it up. That's on him, he lost it. He's now going to be pissed when he gets there and finds he doesn't have that part anymore because he lost it. He's up the road here somewhere. That's on him. Should have known better. It's super light anyway, trapped in the crosshair. Silly boy. Sure as hell not going to stop on the side of the highway and create a wreck for no reason. Hell no. It's on that geezer. There you go, there's the box that fell off of his trailer. So, to the geezer with the trailer, your box is back there somewhere. Have at it trying to find it. If you drive up and down this interstate, on your way back, maybe you can come back round and pick up the box for the part that you're going to have to reorder that you lost. Because you were silly to put it on the back of your trailer like you did. Without anything holding it down. Silly boy. Silly boy. You know, Melton, I swear your trailer's dogging. My trailer's not dogging, but it looks like your trailer's dogging up there, Melton. Anyway, I'm waffling on about that lady, so when I do that, it's because part of me is still trying to when the lady sits and says, yes, I watch the Sunday morning news programs with the Mockingbird media, and when they're talking, you know, they have these real people come on, and I'm like, oh my Lord, you can't, no, please don't. But as always, you're classed as a conspiracy theorist if you start looking at things a little different, and you start liking other people. So like, you know, Saudi Cracker, I love. Saudi used to be a Democrat, man. I mean, I just have a great liking for Saudi Cracker because I see his views the same way. I don't agree with everything he always says, and sometimes he's not always right. But I get where he's coming from, and I like to listen to his show because he makes me laugh, and he's funny. And a lot of people can't handle him. Well, my ADD can handle him because we have very similar ADD. So, and he's very passionate for the country, and I'm the same way. You know, I'm as passionate for my own home country as I am for my home country here. So, I just would like to see all this bullshit put a stop to all this bullshit, should I say? I'm not going to beat it. I don't think I can get around Melton. Melton's sort of... Let's see if I can get around him. I think we're doing the same speed. If I get around Melton, I'll be happy. I swear that trailer is dog tracking. Yeah, I can see it now. The trailer, the axles are slightly out of alignment because the trailer's dog tracking. I haven't had all the truck. Oh, he is a Freightliner. He's got coils, I see. I like the way you need your tarp there, Melton. It's pretty awesome. Good tarp job, Melton. Good job. Well done, son. Yeah, well done. This old boy in front, we're going to try and get around. Them pipes are just... That old boy's having a hell of a time. There's no weight to them pipes. Them pipes have moved. On the trailer you can see that they've moved. Yeah, them pipes have definitely moved. You should have braced. Wow. Yeah. You got a lot of problems going on there, brother. That is not a good load. You got a lot of problems going on. That load is definitely twisted. You can tell that's twisted because them black parts are starting to... If he's not careful, he'll lose that. That load's twisting more and more and more as I look at it. If he's not careful, he's going to lose that load. Holy crap, that's twisted. That's not good. I would definitely have strapped that down a lot different than what he's got it, so. See, you have to strap the base. So I always say to anybody that if you have multiple layers, depending on the circumstance, he could have run a strap, they could have put the load over the top of the straps, it wouldn't have done it any damage. He could have put protection over them straps and that would have been fine. He could have figured it out. But he really needed to have strapped the base. That base is twisted on him, which is twisting the rest of the load, and that wind at the moment right now is pushing on that load that he has, and that's making it awkward for him. You always know when I'm tired. You always know. Because I talk so much. And I'm not tired now, like, oh my god, he's driving and he's tired. No, you muppets, not you parents. If anybody else decides. I occasionally get that. I get people occasionally when sort of like, well, I try not to promote. Because I get people occasionally say something and it's like, oh, okay then. Radio. It's not that I'm better than you, mate. It's just that you're not listening, and my parents know me so well that when I speak, they understand what I'm saying. So like, I'm not tired. I'm just talking because I need to get myself. I need to regather myself better than I am at the moment. So I've been doing more than I need to do, and I need to think about getting myself situated better. So today I might try and get another decent sleep in and not feel so. And I got to lay off the energy drinks because that's probably what's not helping me either. I've been knocking them out just lately, if not every day, and I really need to stay away from them. The energy drinks, I do, and I need to start staying away from them. They're not helping me. So they're making it worse, not better, most probably. Especially certain ones as well. So yeah, I might need to walk away from them as well. That's probably what's messing me up. I flashed your face, mate. There you go. The flash means you can come over. I know it's hard to apprehend. You're alright, brother. You're a good old boy. You'll figure it out. Very much, I appreciate that. Flash during the day and lights off during the night. It's the best way to do it. Flash during the day, they can see it because I've got my lights on all the time, and at night time I turn them off. So. But we're not. This generation of drivers now is not like it used to be when I started. So I'm old now in respects that the majority of them are here doing way different. So.